Now at 5, the deadly blast that rocked East Harlem.
I thought the world was coming to an end.
Residents race in to help.
Come on, hurry up.
First responders fight dangerous conditions, moving debris piece by piece.
It's like a war zone out here.
The widespread damage, the injured, the search for the missing, and families who've lost everything. Team coverage of the deadly explosion. CBS 2 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
And I'm Maurice Dubois. A massive search and rescue effort continues at this hour, now 7.5 hours after the deadly explosion. It happened just before 9:30 this morning at 116th Street and Park Avenue. 2 women are dead, more than 62 people injured, ranging from critical to minor. 10 others are still missing.
Chopper 2 was over the scene moments after the 2 buildings collapsed. It was a Spanish Christian church and then a neighboring piano store. This now is cell phone video from a man rushing to the scene right after the explosion to help. You can see the huge flames devouring the side of the building.
First responders were on the scene within minutes, rescuing the injured. More than 250 firefighters have been working the scene today, battling the intense fire that followed and digging through the rubble, searching for more survivors.
We have live team coverage of the explosion, the injured, and the aftermath, and also the investigation. Let's begin with CBS 2's Don Champion, who was shaken awake by the blast this morning himself. Don?
The day was just getting underway here in East Harlem when that explosion happened. Witnesses say the 2 buildings that stood 5 stories high just appeared to have disappeared in an instant.
Come on, man. Come on, let's go help, man.
Incredible cell phone video shows flames ripping through the rubble of 2 East Harlem buildings moments after a gas explosion. As first responders rushed to the scene, witnesses sprung into action. Here you can see 3 men on top of a truck digging through bricks and debris to save a victim. The explosion rocked the entire neighborhood just after 9:30 this morning, killing at least 2. Witnesses say the sound of the explosion was frightening.
Like a bomb, like an explosion, very loud. It scared the daylight out of me.
The blast was so intense it sent debris flying hundreds of feet away and shattered windows in nearby buildings. 15 minutes before it happened, Con Ed reported getting a call about a gas smell coming from the buildings at 116th and Park. Crews dispatched to the scene were on their way when they saw smoke billowing from the area.
I was sleeping in my bed, and all of a sudden something blew up, and the bed started shaking, the floor. And I said, what is this? I thought the world was coming to an end.
From Chopper 2, you can see the thick smoke that rose from the scene as firefighters battled the intense fire that followed the explosion. On the ground, police officers and onlookers were forced to wear protection to keep from inhaling the choking smoke.
All I heard was a big explosion. I thought it was like an earthquake because everything started shaking and then our ceiling collapsed.
Combined, the 2 destroyed buildings used to house a church, store, and 15 apartment units. The mayor arrived on scene shortly after noon. He acknowledges there are several people missing but won't say exactly how many. We do know that there may have been some people inside the church at the time of the explosion.
We do know that there's a certain number of people we're trying to locate. And when we get a better read on that, the people who have been located versus the people that truly are still unaccounted for, we'll be able to say more.
Heavy equipment and a crane will now be used to help crews sift through the rubble and debris. It is a complicated process that officials warn will take some time. And back out here live now, you can see some of the firefighters. Back out here live now, you can see some of the firefighters that remain here at the scene. At one point, there were 250 firefighters here battling the fire after the explosion. Now, through our reporting, we've been able to confirm that there are about 10 people who are still missing at this hour. Behind me, there is a massive effort and dedicated effort of sifting through the rubble, trying to find any more victims in the rubble of those 2 buildings. And just to give you an example of how loud this explosion was, as Christine mentioned, I heard the explosion this morning, and I live some 40 blocks north of here. We're live in East Harlem. Don Champion, CBS 2 News.
Don, thank you.